Hello everyone, welcome back to class. And in today's lesson of chemistry, we will be entering into a new topic of chemical bonds. And we learned earlier from the previous lessons that different elements can combine chemically with one another to form compounds. So take for an example, the table that I have over here at the top. This is a table that has some of simple compounds and its constituent elements. And it is important to note as well that the ratio of elements in each compound will always be the same. And in fact, this is actually one of the important characteristics or the important differences between a compound and a mixture. But what actually makes an element able to form chemical bonds with other elements? And this answer lies within the electron arrangement of the atom of an element. Now, before I move on, I would like to also discuss and talk about the electron arrangement of noble gases. So, I have over here at the table at the bottom, this is the list of all the noble gases that are in the periodic table. Now, noble gases are very special because they have 8 outer shell electrons, excluding helium of course, which has 2 outer shell electrons, as it only has 1 electron shell, but all of these atoms have very stable electron arrangement. Okay, so helium, which has 2 outer shell electrons, is called a duplet electron arrangement. So helium over here is what we have as a duplet electron arrangement, while the other noble gases have what we call as an octet electron arrangement because it has 8 outer shell electrons. And so these duplet and octet electron arrangements, as mentioned, they are very stable, or they have very stable electron arrangement, and they do not need to form chemical bonds with other atoms to achieve stability. Well, other atoms on the periodic table unfortunately do not have this duplet or octet electron arrangement, and hence are less stable than noble gases. And so these less stable atoms will then form chemical bonds with one another in order to achieve the stable octet or duplet electron arrangement. And so now there are 2 ways, or 2 main ways, that an atom is able to form chemical bonds with each other. And that is through the transfer of electrons and the sharing of electrons. Okay, so I have a diagram further down here, okay, that will actually show the method on how chemical bonds are formed. So you have the transfer of electrons and the sharing of electrons. It is also important to note that only valence or outer shell electrons are actually involved in the formation of chemical bonds. So the inner or the core electrons, they are not involved in the formation of chemical bonds. Now, chemical bonds that are formed from the transfer of electrons are called ionic bonds here, while bonds that are formed from the sharing of electrons are called covalent bonds. And I will discuss more about the formation of ionic bonds and covalent bonds in my upcoming lessons. So stay tuned in the meantime, and till then, thank you very much.